Hello everybody and welcome back to my Flosstube. My name is Dara and my account is at World on a String by Dara. It has been too long since I posted a Flosstube, and you can probably see I'm not at my regular setup. I'm using my fancy webcam and my laptop to film this because pulling out all of the camera equipment was just too much for me right now. So I figure better to get a slightly lesser quality Flosstube out and like just update everyone before the new year instead of delaying it for another like 2 to 3 months. So it's good to see you all again, although I'm just talking to myself. It's good to talk to you all again. I've got a huge pile of finishes next to me to show off. Lots of updates. I have a whole list here with all of my updates, stitching to show off, and yeah, so let's get right to my huge pile of finishes. And before we get started, I want to mention that there is a giveaway towards the end of the me showing off all my finishes, so stay tuned for that. So I have only one finish that is not my own design, so I will show that off first. And I finished this ornament from Satsuma Street. I forgot what it's actually called. I don't think I have the little pattern in here. No, I don't. It's one of her Christmas ornaments, I believe, from last year. I could be totally wrong about that, but she turned out very, very cute. I'm not sure how well this webcam will focus, but she turned out very cute. Our Christmas tree's still up. This is one of 2 Christmas trees that we have. So this one is in our kitchen, and then we have one in the living room over there as well. So I still need to cut her out of the perforated paper and finish her. But the stitching is completely done. And I just love the colors on this one. It's so pretty, and you just can't go wrong with Satsuma Street ornaments. I love her ornament kits. So that is my one and only non-Dara design finish. So strap in, because you're about to see a lot more of my designs. So the second finish I have, a fully finished, this one, try not to get the reflection, is called To Love a Beast, and this was one of my designs for the Dark Fairy Tale box for Starlight Stitchery, which came out in August, so a bit of a ways ago, bit of time ago, and it is now available in my shop, but it was based off of Beauty and the Beast, which is my favorite Disney movie, and I really wanted to play with some variegated thread, so we've got some variegated thread for the castle, which I think turned out really good, and it says, "For who could ever learn to love a beast," and it's one of my favorite quotes. So there's that finish. Another finish, I feel like I showed this one off last time, but I can't remember, so I apologize in advance if you're seeing double from July, from the Flosstube I posted in July. I don't know what I showed off last time, but this is my Cherry Blossom Jackalope. It's a freebie that I have available on my website, and I released it, I want to say, back in May of this year. So also been a hot minute since I looked at this design, but I love this one. She's just so cute and elegant, and the colors are so good. I just love them. And I did this cute flower crochet border along the hoop, which I just think, just looks so good. I'm very happy with how this turned out. So yeah, this is my Cherry Blossom Jackalope. You can get it as a freebie on my website. My next finish is a fully finished piece from oh gosh, I don't even know when I got this done, but Acorns and Threads, my LNS, framed it for me, and turned out so pretty, you guys. I released this pattern as a part of the Mythology Stitchy Goodness zine that came out in January. As of now, the pattern is available on my website and on my Etsy shop. And I got it framed in this beautiful blue, like turquoise frame that matches the wisps on it. I'm not sure how well the color's coming out, but oh, if I get closer, you can kind of see. But yeah, you can see it's like this beautiful turquoise wood, stained wood, that really matches the pattern. So yeah, this one I believe was done on a discontinued Picture This Plus fabric, but I thought it was beautiful. And I should also mention this piece is entirely done in Cosmo floss, which was a really nice floss to stitch up with. It's the first pattern I've ever done in Cosmo, and I really liked it. There's a few Cosmo collabs that I'm working on that are coming out in the new year, so stay tuned for those, because if you've been wanting to pick up more Cosmo floss, because they're really nice to stitch with. I've also got, I think I showed this one off before, but it's just in a frame now. So FFO, fully finished object. It's my little Beekeeper Frog. My bees are all tucked in for the winter right now, but I love this little piece. It's, if I was a frog and a beekeeper, this is what I would look like. So yeah, very cute. This pattern will be available in my shop in the new year, so it's not quite available yet, but still one of my favorites that I've ever designed. This one is my Honey Lavender Tea Dragon, and this was done, me and a bunch of other designers just not informally all designed tea dragons. I'll put their shop links and patterns in the description below if you want to see them, but this was my Honey Lavender Tea Dragon. It's one of my favorite teas right now, by, I believe it's Yogi, and it's a honey lavender tea, and it's really yummy. So I designed a dragon based off of it because, of course, I love bees, and figured it would be perfect. And you can kind of see that I used etwile in the dragon wings here. I'll move it again, but you can kind of see it's got a little subtle sparkle to it, which is really fun. And little bees in the little teapot and jar of honey. This is one of my favorite patterns that I've designed from the year. I love the colors. I've been really into purple this year. If you saw my Art versus Artist on Instagram post, most of the patterns that I picked for that have purple in it or used purple fabric, and this is one of them. So, Honey Lavender Tea Dragon, also available in my website. Or, I believe at your local needlework shop, because I sold quite a few of them at Needlework Marketplace this year. So I also have this super cute little ornament, Halloween ornament. This guy came out in the 2024 Just Cross Stitch Halloween edition this past year. So you can go find it in that copy of the magazine, or the pattern is available on my website, but it turned out so cute. This is a part of my Friends series. So I have Snail Friends, Frog Friends, Halloween Friends, Autumn Friends. I have a few more, and I have quite a few coming out next year as well to kind of round out the collection, but super cute. Yeah, I'm not sure this camera is a focusing kind of camera, but you can see this is one of my favorite ones that I've designed. It's got like the candy corn border and just the super cute bat and little ghost and the pumpkins, and I never took the Just Cross Stitch sticker off the back. Oops. But I've finished it with some cute just checkerboard Halloween colored fabric. So there is that little ornament. Speaking of other parts in the Friends series, this is Autumn Friends, which I released this year as well, back in, I believe, September or late August. I can't quite remember, but it's got a little scarecrow, and a little crow, which clearly he's not scared of, and a bucket of apples and a pumpkin, and it's just gives off good autumn and like Thanksgiving vibes, I feel like. So this is also in the same series as Halloween Friends, and if you stitch them all on the same fabric count, they will all come out the same size. I think this is a 14 count and this is a 32 count, so this one's slightly smaller, but they all come out pretty close, especially when you finish them all in the same way like I have done here. Okay, so I have some finishes of designs. These were actually my Needlework Marketplace exclusives for this past year, which happened back in August. You can definitely find these patterns at your local needlework shop, and if not, you can ask them to get some. But this was one of my Needlework Marketplace exclusives called Holiday Season. This pattern is the last one in my season series. So there are 3 other patterns. There's Garden Season, Harvest Season, Forage Season, and then Holiday Season. And they're all supposed to just kind of capture the essence of like growing your own food, harvesting, foraging in the winter time, and then enjoying all of it during the holidays. That's kind of was my thinking pattern when designing these patterns. So yeah, this is Holiday Season. You can stitch them all in like a grid, like garden, harvest, forage, and holiday, or I think I might turn them all into little pillows. I'm not quite sure yet. Clearly I haven't fully finished this one, but I was thinking of maybe sewing them all in a row because I did them on separate pieces of fabric and just turning them into one big pillow, which might be fun and pretty. Good little decoration for around the holidays. So yeah, other than that, this is Holiday Season, and you can get the PDF copy now. It was an exclusive, print exclusive just for Needlework Marketplace there for a while, but it's available now. One of my other Needlework Marketplace exclusives, I really need to fully finish these. I have pictures of them fully finished. I will put them up here. I just never actually bought a frame for these ones. So this is my Holly and Ivy sampler. This was, again, one of my Needlework Marketplace exclusives. It's the first verse of the Holly and Ivy Christmas hymn. It's one of my favorite Christmas songs. And yeah, so it's got some cool Mill Hill treasures on it. As you can see, it's got the leaves at the top. You can easily replace these with just a few stitches to make them look like leaves. But I think I like the kind of 3-dimensionality that it gives the pattern. I've also got these pretty little golden snowflakes that I feel like are just the perfect, whoa, shiny touch. And yeah, it's got some deer. It's got the little advent candles down here. Here, I'll try and show it up close. So it's got the little deer, which I love. And then we've got some little advent I can't speak today. It's got some advent candles here. And then of course, holly and ivy. So yeah, this pattern is also probably available at your local needlework shop, or it just got released on my website too. My last Needlework Marketplace exclusive that I released back in August finish is this cute Keeper of the Bees. So I really wanted to make a pattern kind of dedicated to my hobby of beekeeping. So that was this pattern. So this is it's just me beekeeping. One of the things I really want to do is I just want to hug my bees, but they would be sad and they would sting me if I did that. And so I just made a pattern of me hugging bees instead. So yeah, these are my bees and it's me. And I like this one because it can be pretty customizable. Like you could really easily change the hair color if you wanted to stitch it as a gift, or just omit the little ponytail to swap the gender of it. But yeah, super cute. I love this pattern. I really want to frame this and get it up in my house for springtime. I have a lot of like framing that I need to do, but I hate framing. It's like such a chore for me. I need to just save up a bunch of money and give all my pieces to Acorns and Threads so they can finish it for me. Wouldn't that be nice? In the home stretch of patterns. This pattern was a release in the Just Cross Stitch Christmas 2024 issue. So this is Be Merry. This is the first in a series, so there will be more coming out next year. So stay tuned specifically around Valentine's Day and Halloween of next year. But yeah, this is Be Merry, super cute. You can get this pattern in the Just Cross Stitch edition. And I believe I will be able to release it in January or February. No, it's February that I can release it in my store. So yeah, I love this one. It's super cute. As you can tell, I love bees. And I know I say that every episode, but I designed so many patterns with bees in it. I feel like I just have to say it over and over again. Oh, goodness. This is one of my favorite finishes from this year. This is called Roll for Coziness, and it's a little pillow. It's got cute little dice on the back. I am obsessed with this fabric. I need to go buy more of this fabric because it's so beautiful. But this pattern was originally released in the 2024 Adventure box by Starlight Stitchery, and it's available now. It's a play on the phrase roll for initiative from the game Dungeons and Dragons. So Dungeons and Dragons is a cool role-playing game. If you haven't heard of it before, one phrase that you commonly say is roll for initiative, and it starts the combat process when you're fighting bad guys. So this is a play on that, roll for coziness. We've got some cute little dice. So there's 2 D20s. We've got a D4. Oh boy, D6 right here. I can't ever remember which one's D10. I think this is a D12 right here. And then we've got a D10 and a D8 up here. So 8-sided die, 12-sided die. It's got all of them, I promise. And I think this is like the percentage dice that I've never used before, but it comes in every dice set that I have. So, but yeah, cute little teapots. It's got some candles, some potions, a little spell book, and some cookies. Can't go wrong with magical cookies. So yeah, I love the way that I finished this. I really enjoy doing pillows for some reason, but I don't have a lot of space for pillows, so I gotta be careful not to turn every single thing into a pillow. But I do love it. So this is also, I just released it, I think, a few weeks ago into my shop. So, okay, third to last. No, fourth. I'm so sorry. There are so many. So this pattern I finished back in, I think it's September or October. And this little one is called Farmer Witch, and I'm obsessed with this pattern. This one is one of my favorite patterns that I designed from this year. I think this one and the Herbalist Sal and my Honey Lavender Tea Dragon are probably some of my favorites. So she's a little farmer witch. She's got her little pig who helps her water her plants. And of course, around the edges, we've got all of the veggies. There's some fun little candles and a little cauldron where she makes her potions. And of course, she has her little magic wand that helps her grow plants. Yeah, so really fun. This is one of my favorite pieces with all the little bees and sparkles and, ugh, that pig. The pig just kills me. I love the pig. I love pigs in general. They're just so cute. So, and then, okay, so then I have this little ornament here. This is the gift that I gave to everyone who signed up for the Herbalist Stitch Along. It is a little mortar and pestle ornament. I did it in Etoile. It's hard to see, but it is sparkly. There you go. You can kind of see it there. I used sparkly etchwile for the mortar and the pestle, and then the background as well. And then I've got some Mill Hill shiny beads for the sparkles. So yeah, this was a free gift. You can buy it for pretty cheap on my website too if you did not sign up for the Herbalist Stitch Along. But that's a cute little ornament. Speaking of the Herbalist Stitch Along, it is finally finished, which is so exciting. Oh my goodness, I love this piece. I've got it hanging up in my next to my like little herbalist corner in my kitchen. I can't believe this finished. This is one of my favorite pieces ever. And yeah, I've seen so many of you post your finishes of it in my Facebook group and just on Instagram too, and it is so fun to see everyone working on it. I did want to give shout outs really quick to everyone who's shared it on their Flosstube, because I just love when people tag me and I can go watch them share about it. So I wanted to give out a shout out to Jen from Jen's Fiberweb, Maddy from Maddy Stitches, Shari from Heckett's Needle, and Stephanie from Cross Stitch the Globe. Thank you all for sharing your stitch alongs. It makes me so happy to see them. So yeah, this is the now officially the Herbalist sampler because the sal is complete, but it's so fun to have it fully finished and hanging on my wall. It's just incredible. And thank you to my test stitcher Catherine who stitched it for me. You are amazing. The final two finishes have some fun things. I forgot to mention that there's a giveaway for one of them, so stick around for that. But the pattern I'm going to show off before is something very exciting. So this pattern is Winter Cozy. It is on a really pretty iridescent Aida. I really hope that I can adjust the colors in the video because the true colors are so much more stunning than what's showing up on camera. But this pattern is special because it is my very first Patreon exclusive pattern. If you didn't know, I launched a Patreon in the start of December, which is super exciting. I started it on December 4th, and this is the very first exclusive to Patreon pattern that's available right now. And it will stay exclusive to Patreon for the next 1 month. So it's already been exclusive for a month, and it'll be exclusive for all of January too. So, so fun. I am thoroughly enjoying having a Patreon. Thank you to everyone who's signed up so far. I'll put the information in the description below if you want to check it out. But I offer basically a Patreon exclusive pattern every month, and then you guys get to vote on themes for future patterns as well. So if you have a suggestion for a pattern or just want to vote on the themes that I've already written up, then you can do that as a Patreon subscriber. So, but yeah, this is my very first Patreon exclusive. I, again, am obsessed with purple and blue right now. So this is just perfect for winter time. It's got the two little houses with smoke coming out of the chimneys and a little cup of tea with trees with snow on them and pretty snowflakes, and of course gotta have winter mushrooms at the top. So I love this pattern, and just the fabric. I hand dyed fabric for this one. Maybe if there's enough interest I would dye up a small batch for people to purchase, but yeah, this is my fully finish, and I hope you'd consider joining my Patreon community. There is a free tier. I haven't posted a lot for the free tier yet, but I will post little tidbits here and there for those that follow the free tier. And then there is a $3 tip tier, which gets you, special behind the scenes and lets you vote on the pattern themes. And then the $6 tier gets you the free pattern every month and, everything else that everyone else gets. So, yeah, it's pretty fun. I'd love to see you there. Okay, and for the last finish, I do have a special giveaway for this one. So I will tell you the rules on how to enter in a minute. But the last finish I have is it is a little crooked, I apologize, because I am terrible at finishing things, but it is my haunted gingerbread house. And this was a collaboration that I did with, I believe, oh boy, 8 or 9 other designers, which I will list in the comments below. But everyone, we all kind of got together and picked a season or like a holiday, and we all designed a gingerbread house based off of the holiday. So I picked Halloween. So we have a little haunted gingerbread castle with little gingerbread skeletons and gingerbread ghosts and bats, and just a magnificent gingerbread candy castle. We also collaborated with Paisley and Polka Dots, who made this lovely gingerbread frame, which I painted, and I glued little colorful beads on it to make it look like candy, which is pretty fun. So for the giveaway, I have an entire finishing kit from Paisley's and Polka Dots that you can win, as well as a free copy of the printed pattern. So it has the pattern, all of the information on the back, and of course the chart on the inside. So if you would like to enter to win the finishing kit and the free pattern, if you just want to comment something with the word gingerbread in it in the comments, your comment must include the word gingerbread. I will pull the winners in the next few weeks. So yeah, if you would like this, make sure to comment below, and you can get all of that for free. You must be over 18. You must live in the United States. And I believe those are the only rules. I have never done a Flosstube giveaway before, so there might also be a few extra goodies thrown into the package. So yeah, again, there is my little haunted gingerbread. I have quite a few starts. Okay, not quite a few, but enough that it's a small pile. And no whips, because that's how I roll. I start a bunch of stuff and I finish a bunch of stuff. I feel like my Flosstubes are all just finish parades at this point and then start parades. So, well, this is the most recent start that I have. This is, I'll put a picture here of what the finished piece looks like. This is a pattern, I believe the designer's name is Nath Nolu. She's on Etsy and Instagram, and here is my progress on it. I just absolutely love this little bird. The color palette is gorgeous, and it's so cute. Like, I freaked out when I saw the pattern and went and bought it. It's just adorable, and I love the browns and light blues and everything. It's just super pretty. So this is what I primarily worked on during the Jingle Ball. So I made quite a bit of progress, which is pretty fun. But yeah, I'm stitching it on, oh boy, I think this is a 16 count ivory that I just had on hand, and all of the DMC called for. Also started a different Satsuma Street kit. It is a Halloween kit, and this pattern was actually a gift, I believe, last Christmas from someone. I can't remember when I got it, but it is the Creepy Crawly pattern from Satsuma Street. And if you didn't know, I have jumping spiders as pets. Actually, they all passed away in the last few months. So I need to get more, but I do enjoy spiders, as long as they're cute and not super creepy. And this one is pretty, and not super creepy. So I like this pattern. I've done all of the colorful stitching. I just need to do all of the black fill. You can kind of see she has solid filled black in between. So I need to finish the black fill and then the back stitching and the sequins and beads and stuff. So that one is pretty close to being finished. That one was fun to stitch around Halloween and Thanksgiving time. I also picked up, so I have calling birds from last year, which I'm going to start now that I've finished the angel. And I also picked up the Sweater Weather Yeti and gold rings from her releases this year. So very excited. I always love having one of her kits on hand. They're just so perfect. They're cute, they're small, really portable, and I love the sparkles. Can't ever go wrong with sparkles. So this next piece I started, I think, back in summer, and it's by Molly Johansson. I can't remember her shop name right now. I feel like it's Wild Olive or something. But this is what the finished piece looks like. It's very cute and kawaii. And this is where I've gotten so far. So not too much. I actually was missing a lot of the colors until a few months ago, like a few weeks ago actually. So now I can continue working on it. This is an 18 count, like, I don't remember the color name of the fabric. I just know it's 18 count. So yeah, I will probably be working on this a lot in the springtime because it's a very springy, it's got cute plants on it, some tea, of course. It's a good little small pattern, and I've got this cute little bag with bees on it, which is perfect. So second to last, this is one of my designs actually. I'll post the mock-up that I have here. This is actually a pattern that's in the current and actually last edition of the Stitchy Goodness Scene, Words and Phrases, which is out until January 17th. And here's how much that I've stitched on it. It is gorgeous. I love this border. And you can kind of see I'm using Gentle Arts floss, black raspberry jam, and it's a really pretty color. You can't really see it too well on camera, but it's a really pretty, like, dark blue and purple variegated floss. You might be able to see it a little more in the pattern. You can kind of see it variegates from like blue to purple around here. But the whole pattern is called pluviophile, which means lover of rain. So as you saw in the mock-up, it'll have the whole word and then the definition below it in backstitching. So the border takes forever to stitch. So this is how far I've got on it. I am a little over halfway done, so it wouldn't take me too long to finish it up. Just need to sit down and finish it, you know? That's just how it goes. But yeah, this design and all of the other designs in Words and Phrases are available until January 17th. And then that will be the very last Stitchy Goodness Scene ever. So pick it up if you would like. And my very last start, I don't know the designer for this one. I will have to put it up here with the finished piece. But it is a Dungeons and Dragons pattern, which is really fun. I believe it's called This Is the Way We Roll, or The Way We Roll. I can't remember the exact title. But it's super cute. This is how far I've gotten. Not super far, but fun enough. I really just wanted to stitch this area. Because it has all of like the character stats, like your armor class, your dexterity, constitution, wisdom, strength, charisma, and intelligence. So when you make a character in Dungeons and Dragons, you calculate out all of those stats, and they affect how you play the game. So yeah, not too much, but still a really fun pattern to work on when I am feeling in the Dungeons and Dragons-y mood, which I have been a lot since Christmas. I have been DMing, which stands for Dungeon Mastering, where basically you're the one that writes the story and runs the game. So Oh my goodness, that is all of the stitching that I have to show you guys. I'll share a little bit of life updates and why I got delayed so long in making a Flosstube. But if you are just staying here for the stitching and I'm gonna take off after this, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Otherwise, life. So around the time I was going to make another Flosstube, which was July or August, I feel like. Actually, when was the last time I made a Flosstube? It was April, late April. So yeah, I was going to make one and publish one in like July, right? And so I was like literally the week or two before I was going to do it, I had it all planned out. I got notice that my school funding got canceled. Oh yeah, because I was in school. Right, that was a thing. So I had finished spring semester. I did an accelerated Calculus 3 semester for summer. And right towards the end of that, I got told by my work that they were canceling my school funding and I would have to drop out. So one, that like totally crushed me for a while because I really want to finish my degree. And then we found out from the media, unfortunately, before the company told us, that they were going through layoffs. So, and this was a really, unfortunately, large set of layoffs. Like, I think it ended up being 15% of the workforce. So around 15 to 25,000 people. And honestly, my mental health had just gotten so bad that I decided to take a voluntary layoff. So I ended up getting voluntarily laid off from my job in, I volunteered in August, and then my last day was September 30th. So that completely pivoted everything in my year. Because I had to drop out of school, I couldn't start school, and then didn't have a job, which was crazy. So I just kind of wrapped everything up in August and September, and started the job hunting process because I needed a new job. And so I eventually did find a new job. It was a pretty cool story. I applied first in like September, and got an interview, and it seemed like the perfect fit of a job. Like, we clicked really well. I had a super good feeling about it. And then, you know, I didn't hear from the hiring manager from like 2 weeks. Turns out they hired someone else internally. They upgraded like a contractor to a full-time position, which was really sad. And I was like, I was so sure I was going to get that job because, you know, the interview went super well. Fortunately not. But I just had this feeling like in the back of my head, like, you're still going to get that job. And I was like, okay, we'll see. Yeah. So that a few weeks kind of went by, and the hiring manager ended up emailing me. He's like, hey, we liked you so much that, you know, we've opened a position for you. And we wanted to see if you were still available to come work for the company. So I have a cool new job. I work for a really neat 3D printing company, building industrial 3D printers. So really sick new job. I'm really enjoying it. I started in mid-November, so I've only been there for about a month and a half now, but it's a really wonderful fit. On top of that, my husband was in his last term of master's work, which he actually ended up getting extended into the new year so that he can, he didn't have enough time to put as much time into it as he wanted. So he got an extension from his professor. Anyway, but that was like a really wild last few weeks of like November and December for like me starting my new job, and then him finishing up with his master's term, and then it was Christmas. So I feel like it's just been one thing after another for us. And, you know, I've tried to stay designing on top of that. I am not putting as much pressure on myself this next year, just kind of doing it as I enjoy it. And of course for Patreon as well. So kind of trying to slow down and enjoy everything that we got for Christmas and all the plans that we want to do for our house, as like we're kind of getting settled into jobs again. And I do plan on starting school in the new year. I am getting accepted to a new school right now and going through the whole transfer process. So yeah, it's just crazy, and one thing after another, and I just didn't even think to upload a Flosstube until this Christmas break. So I'm glad to be back though. I don't know when I will be posting again, but I figured it'd be better now to just get something out there, even if it wasn't with the super fancy camera and audio setup, and just share all of my cross stitch with you guys. So I hope that all of you had a Merry Christmas and that you all have a wonderful new year, because it's December 29th today. So the new year is just around the corner. I'm excited to see what the new year has for us. We have some fun trips planned. I've got a work trip that I'll be going on probably, and we're gonna take a trip to the East Coast sometime. We haven't figured that out yet, but it's gonna be fun. So thank you for listening to me rambling about life and cross stitch and sharing all of my finishes. Happy stitching, and I will see you guys later.